I want to share with you what drives me, where my passion comes from to help accountants and bookkeepers like you. So it gets me a little bit emotional when I say this out loud, so bear with me, but Profit First saved my life. Becoming a Profit First professional changed my life. I had an accountancy firm for 17 years and I made all the classic mistakes. I mean, you're trained to be an accountant. I worked in some small, medium-sized businesses. I worked in some large corporations. Then I struck out on my own because I wanted to help people. But I acted as an accountant, not a business owner. And I took on everyone and anyone that wanted to use my services. I didn't charge enough money and I did anything they wanted. You know, there were no boundaries. I answered the phone as soon as it rang. I responded to emails straight away. And of course, as I built up more and more clients, it was harder to react to all these things that needed reacting to. And that's the word. I was reactive at that point. So I ended up with a lot of clients, all quite highly demanding, some of them were quite demanding, because I trained them to be these type of clients. I found myself working long hours. I found myself trying to get the accounts done, trying to meet the deadlines, trying to get the invoices out, to get the money coming into the business so that I could pay my bills, pay my team, and pay myself last. And it was never quite enough money that I had there to pay myself, and there was never quite enough time for me to get the work done. It kind of got to me that I was hitting burnout. I was not in a good place. I was exhausted. You know, who wants to hire an accountant that's completely exhausted, who's completely wiped out? I was that guy. So look, I got to that point where I thought, I can't go on with this anymore. Something has to change. Something's got to give. You know, the money situation was building up in the background. Everything was up against you. Pressure from home, pressure in the office, pressure at work. And it builds up, doesn't it? And then you're going to break if you carry on this way. So I started to look around for something else, and I thought, what can I do? So I looked at different marketing ideas. It didn't quite grab me. I looked at other things. I looked at other strategies. I looked at techniques of increasing prices, etc., which I started to do, and I did get some success with that, by the way. But I still had the same clients, and I couldn't quite find what I was looking for. I met one of my clients for a coffee. Let me just say, they weren't all bad clients, by the way. I met one of my clients for a coffee, and we had a good relationship where we would talk about each other's businesses. Anyway, he said to me, I've just come across this fantastic book. I think being an accountant, it's right up your street. It's called Profit First. Okay, thanks, I said. So said goodbye, said our farewells, finished our meeting, said our farewells. Went back to my office, went on to Amazon, looked up Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, ordered the book. The book came, got a few chapters in, ding, light bulb moment. This is it. This is it. This is what I've been looking for so long. So I looked up on the website, Profit First Professionals. I went on there. I applied to join as a Profit First Professional there and then. Complete impulse decision. Some might say completely crazy decision. Didn't really think it through. I just knew I was looking for this. I just knew it felt right. This is what I need. This is what I'm looking for. Not only in my business, but also to serve my clients with, so I can be a better accountant than what I was before. I didn't enjoy being a compliance accountant. In fact, producing tax returns and statutory accounts used to drive me nuts. The thought of doing it now drives me nuts just thinking about it. So I managed to get on a call with Ron, who's Mike's business partner. He made it very difficult for me to join, so much so that I wanted to join. I really wanted to join. Unfortunately, I succeeded and I passed the kind of application process and I became a Profit First professional there and then. And the journey starts at that point. The first stage of being a Profit First professional is to go through the training. Part of the training is to implement Profit First in your business. And there's the reality when you run that first profit assessment on your own business. I remember the feeling, mixed feelings. Firstly, completely overwhelmed by what I was looking at. The reality of how I'd been handling the cash in my business up to that point smacked me straight in the face. Embarrassed, totally embarrassed. I was an accountant. I looked after all these clients. Couldn't look after my own money. So embarrassed, overwhelmed. After a call with my Profit First professional guide, clarity. Actual, pure clarity. Look at where I am and look at where I'm going. I've got clarity on what's going to happen with my money moving forward, as long as I stick to the plan. So you start making allocations, you start moving the money into your different pots. There's a little bit of pain, there's a little bit of difficulty, there's resistance, but you start working through. And as you're working it through in your own business, you start to formulate a template for how you're going to work with your clients. And I know this from my own experience, but I also hear this from our current members. It's exactly the process that they follow. So back to my business. Didn't happen overnight, but I started to have, as I said, I had clarity on my numbers. Then I started talking to some of my clients. I approached just a few clients, the ones that I felt would be open to the conversation about Profit First. One I was really surprised with. He literally slammed the door in my face, did not want to know. I was gobsmacked, but hey, I found out quite quickly, it's for some people, it's not for everyone. Pick the clients that are right and we'll work with them and you'll get success. So the few clients I started working with started to see some success. They loved it. They enjoyed working with me more. They found that I was different. The feedback was that I was a lot more energetic, a lot more buzzy, a lot more smiley. And they could feed off of that energy. And because they started to get clarity on their numbers, they felt they had a route to follow and they started to get success. And don't get me wrong, it's not an overnight success. These things take time. Profit First isn't a quick fix. I say this quite a lot, but what it is, it gives you clarity and a strategy to follow. And most importantly, it helps you change the behavior that you've exhibited in the past. So, started getting success stories with some of my clients, continued struggling with the compliance side with the other clients, but started to attract some better clients, started to understand how to talk to potential clients, analyze where I could help them, analyze the specific areas of their business I felt I could help them strengthen. And of course, it all revolved around finances and it all revolved around Profit First and foremost. So as I brought new clients in, they were willing to pay more money. I found that I didn't need all of the other clients and I started to release some. As I released these clients to another accountant, by the way, I didn't just abandon them, but as I released them, I was then able to work less hours. But because I brought in some higher level or higher caliber clients, I was able to charge them higher amounts of fees. So my pricing increased. Therefore, I was earning more money from the business and I was working less hours. Don't get me wrong, it still took a while to get to that point, and I was still in the process of offloading some of these not so desirable clients and looking to bring more clients in. When I started to just work solely with a few clients, a handful of clients on Profit First only. So these clients were happy with their accountant. and their bookkeeper, but they wanted to learn how to implement Profit First in their business. So I started to work with them, and whilst I was building out some coaching programs, and the main one was called the Profit Program. It was during this time and this process that I was going through, and I was earning money now from coaching as well as the higher caliber accountancy clients that had Profit First. Another accountant local to the area approached me about buying the accountancy practice. Now, I made it very clear that I would not be interested in losing my coaching clients that I had started to build up. Anyway, the offer was a great offer. We didn't even need to negotiate because he was a very fair man and a very honest man, and he offered a very high ratio. So the sale went through 3 months later, and from the end of June 2021, I no longer act as an accountant, no more compliance work, no more statutory accounts, no more tax returns, no more VAT, heaven to me. And I started working with people with Profit First, with managing their money and coaching them and guiding them generally. Throughout all of this process, there was another Profit First professional who certified around the same time of me, my now business partner, Duncan Lloyd. And me and Duncan were having regular monthly meetings on our own because we were originally part of an accountability group through Profit First professionals. The other two in the group dropped off for one reason or another, and me and Duncan decided to continue. We were holding each other accountable for each other's actions in each other's businesses and helping each other along. So we were sharing quite a lot of information with each other. The conversation one time just developed into, what do you think of Profit First in the UK? How do you feel about a community? And then Duncan asked the question, what do you think about us seeing if we could run Profit First in the UK? One thing led to another. I mean, obviously I thought it was a great idea. It was Duncan's light bulb, not mine, but I jumped on it straight away and I was all in with Duncan from that moment on. So we approached Mike and Ron and we had the conversation. I can honestly say what a smooth transition it was to become the licence holders in the UK and Ireland with Mike and Ron. They were so easy to deal with. It was unbelievable, and I think it highlights the community of Profit First professionals. It is like one big family. So March 22, we became the licence holders for UK and Ireland, and here we are now. We've doubled or more than doubled our membership over this period of time, and we've learned a lot of valuable lessons about how to look after the members that we have and keep them moving forward and see them be successful, as well as talking to future members, picking the right people to come and join us. So we're at a point now when, we're looking to grow, but we're not just open to growing and everybody coming in. You know, this is an elite membership for the right type of people. And so you have to be the right type of person to come and join us. But what I'm trying to get across from this story about how I've transitioned my life to what I do now, because what I actually do now is guide accountants and bookkeepers with the Profit First strategies. It's more than that though. I help them grow their business. Jason Withers is with me most of the time. He's our Profit First Professionals guide. And between us, we constantly have sessions with our members where we're looking to help them grow their business. We're looking to help them achieve their outcomes. We want to help them have less stress, create more time for them to spend with their family or on their hobbies, whatever that is, and earn more money from their business. But at the same time, it's important to us that their clients have the same outcomes. In Profit First Professionals, it's an international community. So as well as myself and Duncan being the licence holders for the UK and Ireland, we've got licence holders in Australia, in Canada, in Netherlands and in Germany. Every month we have a monthly session with Mike, and it's like a mastermind session where we're all helping each other along. But can you imagine being in a room with Mike every month and getting access to him access to the other license holders around the world and being able to be coached and guided by them. Yes, sometimes we offer our support and advice to them as well, of course, but because we're the new kids on the block still, we get so much information. And it's important when you're coaching someone else that you receive coaching yourself, I believe, because we're always looking to develop ourselves as well as develop everybody else. So from that, with the international community, we've tried to bring that giving and sharing environment into the UK community at Profit First Professionals, and I believe we've achieved that. We've had some amazing sessions where people have shared their experiences around the room. When we have particular topics that we want to discuss, okay, myself and Duncan can give information, we can share stuff, but isn't it great when you hear from a different voice? So that's when we bring in our guest presenters. And we've got some great partnerships and great collaborations with people that are willing to come in, give their time up for free and share their knowledge with our members. It really is a special environment to be in, and one that I'm very proud to head up in the UK and Ireland. So the moral of this story is it's never too late to make a change in the way that things are going for you in your business. Profit First is a major step forward for anybody, even if you just apply what you can from the book. But actually being a Profit First professional, learning how to implement it, how to create habits, how to establish a rhythm in your business of the money cycle coming in and coming out, and making sure that it's structured in a way that you can pay yourself more money, create a longer term sustainable business, which means you can then support any team members you may have, the rest of your family, and also your clients for a long time coming. I would love to be part of the journey with you. The reason that I run Croissants Coffee, by the way, is because I would love some of you to eventually come and join us at Profit First Professionals. And I would love to be stood or sat down watching you record a video one day telling me Profit First has changed your life.